Hi all, good morning. In this video, I'm going to explain what is file system object and how we can use the file system object in VBA. I would like to say what is a file system object first. We can call it as an FSO also. FSO is nothing but a file system object. A file system object allows you to access the file system of your computer. Using it, you can access and modify the either files or a folders or a directories in your computer system. For example, there are some things you can do by using a file system objects by using in Excel VBA. Let's say for example, you want to know the whether particular folder is exist or not in your system, or you want to know how many drives are available in your system. And if you want to know the storage of your each drive in your system, if you want to copy paste one file, or if you want to move the file from the one folder to the another folder, if you'd like to know about whether the file is exist or not in your folder, these all activities we can do it by using a VBA and by using a file system object. This is a main uh, use of the file system object. Let's write some code. Let's see some example how we can utilize the file system object. I'm going to open an Excel, and where to write a code. Go to the developer tab and go to the Visual Basics, and I'm going to insert a module here. So what to do before using a few functionalities will not directly work in a VBA. So we have to import some libraries from the references. Why? Because it's not an inbuilt in a VBA. Especially for example, this the file system object. It is not directly available in the VBA. To use that file system object, we have to import the uh, library. So how to import the library? Till now we haven't seen that how to import the libraries. I will show you now how to import the libraries from the references. Here you can see the option called the tools. Go to the tools and click on the references. Here we will have a library called Microsoft Scripting Runtime Library. Just type M, so it will take you to the M related libraries, and search for the Microsoft Scripting Runtime Library. So it will be in the down. Yeah, if you see here, Microsoft Scripting Runtime. So this is the library you have to be imported in your VBA editor window so that you can use the file system object. I'm going to check this one, Microsoft Scripting Runtime Library, and click on OK. So your library will be imported. How you can check whether it is imported or not? Again, you can go to the tools and click on the references. Here you can see it will show in the top whatever libraries that is imported here. So it will be in the top, and it will have a check boxes. And yeah, and one more thing that you need to remember is while running your code in runtime, you cannot import the library directly. You cannot import the direct yeah, the library directly. Let's write. Now I have imported a library. Now I want to write some code by using a file system object. Where to write? You need to use the sub procedure. I am giving some my procedure name called like create folder. What I want to do now? I want to do now is I want to first actually I want to check the folder whether it is exist or not in my system. Any folder. I want to create some folder. Okay, for example, let me take. mm, so in my system, I'm going to use one folder here. I'm going to create one folder called sample. In sample, I'm going to create another folder, uh, sub underscore sample. So I have created two folders. Now inside this folder, I want to create another folder on a daily basis or whatever. Whenever it is required, you want to create it, not a manually. So these two folders I have just created a manually. But while running VBA code in the runtime, how you can create a how you can create a folders by using a file system object. So first, if at all you want to create any folder, first you should check whether it is exist or not. For example, if you are trying to execute, trying to create your folder, in the first runtime, it will automatically create. Right. When you try to create a next time, what will happen? If it is already exist, it may throw you the error saying that the file name is already, or the folder name is already exist. To avoid that cases, so first you need to check that whether the the folder is available or not in the path. If it is available, you can ignore it. If it is not available, you can go ahead and create your folder. Now let's write how to check first. How to check the whether the folder is exist or not. I'm going to write a code. First, we need to declare a variable. How you can declare a variable, that we have already discussed in so many sessions, that you have to use the dim keyword to declare your variables. And I'm going to use my FSO is a variable name, and I'm declaring as a file system object. My FSO is a file system object. I have declared my the file system object. Now set my SFO. So you have to be the create your file system object. So you have to create your new file system object, and to do that you have to mention a new file system object here, and I'm going to store that in my FSO. Now I would like to check whether my folder is exist or not, and what is the folder that you are going to create. For example, as I said, I want to create here at some demo folder in this path. The demo folder in this path. So how I can create a demo folder? First of all, I just need to check whether it is an existing or not. So how I can check? By using an if condition, you can check. If I'm going to use the if my FSO, which is nothing but my file system object, my FSO. Sorry, here there is a typo mistake. My FSO. Yeah, perfect. So my FSO. If you type a my FSO dot myfso dot, it will give you so many methods over here. So now I want to check the file. How we can check? If you type a folder, there is a method called a folder exist or not. So folder exist, which folder is exist or not? So here you need to mention the folder name in a double quotes. What is the folder name? Let's go and copy the path here. So this is my path. Under this in this path, I want to create my folder name called a demo, right? So here, so I just need to mention the backslash and the demo. So this is the folder name I'm going to create under this folder. Under under this path, I'm going to create demo folder, so that I'm before creating that, I'm going to check if my FSO means my in my file system object, whether this folder is exist or not. If my folder is exist, then what I'm going to do, you can do the message box and say that this folder is already exist. Else, what you can do, you can go ahead and create your folder. How you can create your folder? Again, you have to use the myfso file system object. So myfso dot myfso dot, you can create. There is a option. There is a method called a create folder. Create folder. You can mention here. You just copy paste and the which folder you are going to create a demo folder that you are going to create. Once the folder is created, you can put the message box saying that to let user know. To do that, you can use the message box and say that the folder is successfully created. Yeah. So this is how you can let's execute this code. Um, let's debug. Let's run this code and see whether the folder is being created or not. So as of now, demo folder is not available here. By using a file system object, now I'm going to uh, create my folder. Let's see, and this one. So I'll just drag here. Now I'm going to do the step into. I'm going to step into, step into, step into, step into. So here this folder is not exist. So that's why this condition is not met. So it went out and it will execute under the else condition. So I'm going to do the step into, step into, step into. See, the folder is created. The folder name is called the demo, and the folder is successfully created. Let's try again. For example, if you want to create a folder again, what it will do? I'm going to do the step into. Now the folder is exist. That's why the condition is met, and inside of the if condition it went, and it will show the folder is already exist, and it's not going to create again. This is how you can create your folder, and you can check the folder whether it is an existing folder or not in a specific path by using a file system object. Like this, you can now we have created a folder. Like this, you can create a file also. How you can create a file here? I'm just copy pasting the code here. Um, I want to use the same, I want to replicate the same code. So I'm going to use the same code now. Now I want to create one file. Let's say I want to create one text file. So where I can create the text file. Under the demo folder, I want to create a text file. So here I'm going to use the same code. My FSO is a file system object. You should mention every time whenever you use the file system object, you have to import the file system object library, which means a Microsoft scripting runtime library you have to import. Then you have to set a new file system object, and you can use that file system object in anywhere. So now I'm going to perform on the file rather than performing on the folder. I want to perform on the file. So now you, instead of giving a folder exist or not, you can again while creating a file also you can check whether the file is exist or not. So while creating a folder, you are checking, right, whether the folder is exist or not. Like that, while you're creating a file also you can check it that whether file is exist or not. Here I'm going, instead of giving a folder exist, you can just delete it, and when you press dot it will give you several options, and now you can just check the file exists or not, file exists or not. And what is the file name? Here it is the folder, right? For example, I want to give a test.txt because the text file extension is txt. So I'm going to give my file name is a test. I'll just give a uppercase here, the test.txt file. I'm going to check whether the file is exist or not in this specific folder first. And you can mention if it is exist, instead of a folder you can give a file is already exist. Else create a folder, instead of a create a folder you have to give a create, you have to mention which file. Let me remove this one. So dot myfs4 dot myfs4 dot, you can give a create text file. You have to give a create text file, which file you want to create. So I want to create this file. So I'm going to create a file, and once that is done you can mention file is successfully created. and I'm going to give here create a file. So what I have done, I have just declared my variable as a file system object, and now I have set my file system object. By using a file system object, I am checking whether my file is exist or not in the specific folder. If it is exist, it will throw the message box saying that the file is already exist. If it is not exist, then it will give to create a, it will allow you to create a text file, and it will give you the message once it is created. Let's go and step into and do the same. And since that is not exist, so the file is being created here. If you see the test.txt, when you run the second time, it's gonna, so it's gonna pop up saying that the file is already exist, and it's not, no more, it's not going to create. This file is already exist, and it will come out from the code. This is the main, this is the major importance of the file system object. By using a file system object, you can, I have shown the how to create a folder, how to check the folder whether it exists or not. And by using the file system object, you can how to create a file and how to check whether the file is exist or not. So this is mainly to, file system object is mainly to perform on the folders and the files on your system. So what else we can do by using a file system object? I'm going to insert a one more module here. If at all you want to know how many drives are there in your system, or if you want to print uh, drive name, what are the drive names you have it in your system by using the file system object. Yeah, let's write some code to see how we can check the drives in our system by using a file system object. Sub, I'm just mentioning like system access. Here again, same thing. I'm going to declare dim. My you can give anything. This time I'm going to do file system as my file system object. This is my file system object, and this time I'm going to check the drives in my system. So I'm going to declare a drives also dim. You can declare like dim drv as drive. So these two variables I'm going to declare. Now, as I said, we have to set our file system object. How to set? By using a set keyword. You can set your, you can create a new file system object. So I'm going to create a new file system object by using a set keyword and passing into the file system files. Now I want to print out the path name of the each drive. How I can do that? So by using a for each, because as I said, what is the uses of the for each? It can go to the each object in your in the group, each object in the group. So like that, as of now, like we are in this particular scenario, what we are going to do, we are going to check the each drive in our system. To go through the each drive, what option that we can use it, a for each. So I'm going to use the for each here. For each drive in, for each drive in file system dot drives, and whenever you use the for each, you have to use the next here. Yeah, here if you see what we are going to do, we are going through the each drive in our file system, each drive in our file system, and I want to know the what and all drives I have it. So how you can know? You just mention a drv.path. drv.path. If you want to show your, you want to see your output in immediate window, you have to utilize this debug dot print. Now I'm going to step into, and how many drives I have it? Only I have one drive in my system, that is a C drive. You can go and see this PC. I have only one drive called a C drive. So that if at all you have a additional drives in your system, it will go through the each drive and it will give you the I mean the drive details here. So as of now in my system I have only one drive, which is a C drive, so it is giving a C drive only. So if you want to know, if you would like to know the what is the total size of your drive, what is the total size of your drive. So how you can check that? How you can check? It's the same by using a file system object. You can check that debug.print. You can drive dot. You have to mention a total size. There is a property called a total size. So by using this property drive dot a total size, so you can get the total size of your folder. Let's going to the step into here and debug.print. First I'm going to print my drive name, which is C drive, and what is the total size here. So it is giving in the bytes. So here if you see that the total size of your drive is this one, this much of the bytes. If you want to know the what is the free space in your drive, this is giving a total size, right? So what is the remaining size is like what is the remaining free size in your drive? If you want to, if you would like to know that, so same thing, you can use the file system object to know about that size also, like debug dot print. I'm going to give now drv dot, you have to give a free space. You have to give a free space, and I'm going to do the step into 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 step into. So first it is giving a drive name, drive path, and what is the total size. This is the total size, and the remaining free space is this much in your system. So these things that we can uh, see by using a file system object. By using a file system object, you can create a folder, you can check the folder, you can create a file, you can check the file, as well as you can access the drives. You can pick up the all the drive names, and what about the free space, and what is the total size of the each drive. So these are all things that you can use by using a file system object. Thank you.